We are counting down 10 medicinal plants that healers once relied on, yet modern medicine left behind. These are forgotten remedies with deep healing histories. From an ancient remedy lost to extinction, to a Cold War adaptogen buried in classified Soviet files, to an endangered root rivaling synthetic antibiotics, these forgotten botanicals are forcing scientists to look twice. Let's start with number 10, a humble heathland flower that just caught the attention of superbug researchers. In 10th place, Tormentil emerges from the windswept heathlands of northern Europe. A modest wildflower with a bright yellow four-petaled bloom and a low, rosette-shaped profile. Once a staple in traditional remedies for digestive upsets, its thick, reddish root was simmered into decoctions to soothe diarrhea and calm inflamed stomachs. Today, this overlooked herb is drawing new attention for its antimicrobial power. A 2024 laboratory study found that Tormentil root extract, rich in astringent tannins, can boost the effectiveness of antibiotics against MRSA, a notorious superbug. The plant thrives in acidic upland soils across the UK and Scandinavia, carpeting moors and pastures each summer. While generally safe, high doses may cause mild nausea, making it a gentle option for home herbalists. Tormentil's reappearance in scientific journals shows how even common, forgotten plants can offer fresh hope in the fight against antibiotic resistance. Number 9. Silphium stands as a stark symbol of what is lost when a medicinal plant disappears forever. Once flourishing across the coastal plains of ancient Cyrenaica in present-day Libya, Silphium was so treasured by Greeks and Romans that its image was pressed onto coins and mosaics. Ancient writers described its tall stalks, umbel-shaped flowers, and a pungent golden resin, famed for being mixed into wine as both a digestive aid and a prized contraceptive. By the 1st century CE, relentless harvesting drove Silphium to extinction, leaving only artistic echoes and fragments in herbal texts. No living specimen remains, and despite modern searches, its true identity is still a mystery. Silphium's fate is a cautionary tale, a reminder that overuse can erase even the most celebrated remedies, leaving future generations to wonder what healing powers have vanished with them. 8th place belongs to marsh mallow, a tall, softly haired plant that rises up to 2 meters along the watersides of Europe and Western Asia. Its white-pink blossoms and broad-lobed leaves stand out in restored wetlands, where conservation groups and citizen scientists have worked to bring it back from local extinction. In the Norfolk Broads, over 5,000 marsh mallow plants were re-established by 2022, reviving a habitat once lost to drainage and development. The plant's roots are rich in mucilage, a soothing gel-like substance, which makes them a classic ingredient for herbal teas and homemade syrups that coat sore throats. Unlike many wild herbs, marshmallow is remarkably safe, with only mild laxative effects at high doses. The plant's revival story offers a hopeful blueprint for community-led restoration, showing that forgotten remedies can return when people care for their native landscapes. Number 7. Arnica montana carpets the high meadows of Central Europe with its bright yellow, daisy-like blooms and softly hairy, lance-shaped leaves pressed close to the ground. This alpine perennial grows between 1,500 and 2,500 meters, thriving in the thin, calcareous soils of the Alps and Pyrenees. For centuries, mountain villagers pressed fresh arnica flowers into poultices, using them to soothe bruises, sprains, and sore muscles after long days in rugged terrain. Today, arnica's reputation endures in topical gels and ointments, with a small clinical trial showing modest pain relief for osteoarthritis of the knee. Yet the plant's story is also a cautionary one. Reports of severe liver damage from oral arnica led the European Medicines Agency in 1984 to ban its internal use, confining it to external applications only. Wild populations are now listed as vulnerable due to overharvesting. Safe topical recipes, such as a diluted ethanol infusion, carry a safety badge. Never use arnica internally and avoid broken skin. Number 6. Meadowsweet rises along the margins of European streams and wet meadows. Its tall stems are crowned with clouds of creamy, fragrant blossoms each summer. The plant's fern-like leaves and reddish stems make it easy to spot in marshy ground from Ireland to Western Asia. Meadowsweet's legacy is intertwined with the origin of modern pain relief. Its leaves contain salicin, a compound that University of Wisconsin chemists extracted in the 1940s at a 12% yield, carefully recorded in wartime lab notebooks. But as synthetic aspirin took over pharmacy shelves, meadowsweet faded from medical memory. Folk healers once relied on a simple flower infusion, 5 grams steeped in a cup of boiling water to ease fevers and aches. Today, the plant is considered safe in moderation, though its natural salicylates can irritate the stomach or cause bleeding in sensitive individuals. Meadowsweet stands as a reminder of how industrial innovation can erase the living roots of botanical medicine. Number 5. White sage stands as a living symbol of both healing and cultural struggle in the Chaparral Hills of Southern California and northern Baja. Its silvery, aromatic leaves and tall spikes of white lavender flowers make this evergreen shrub easy to spot on dry, rocky slopes near the Pacific coast. For the Tongva, Chumash, and Kumeyaay peoples, white sage has long been at the heart of smudging ceremonies, and its smoke is believed to cleanse body and spirit. Yet, as global demand for essential oils and smudge bundles surged by over 300% between 2015 and 2020, illegal harvesting crews stripped vast stretches of coastal sage, threatening both the plant and the traditions it supports. In 2021, tribal councils negotiated harvest quotas and royalty agreements with commercial growers, pushing for ethical sourcing and benefit sharing. While a simple leaf infusion can soothe a sore throat, inhaling the smoke may trigger asthma, and overharvested wild stands now face real risk. The story of white sage is a call for respect, both for the plant and the people who have cared for it for generations. Number 4. Rhodiola rosea clings to the rocky slopes of Siberia and the Arctic, forming low, succulent rosettes with fleshy green leaves and clusters of yellow-green flower heads. This hardy alpine plant thrives where few others survive. On windswept tundra and scree, its range stretching from Mongolia to Scandinavia. During the Cold War, rhodiola became the subject of secret Soviet research, with classified Gosney documents later revealing that cosmonauts in simulated missions saw fatigue scores drop by 28% after taking rhodiola extract. The roots, dried and steeped as tea, 1 gram per cup, were prized for boosting stamina and mental clarity. A 2012 randomized trial echoed these findings, reporting modest reductions in mental fatigue among volunteers. Yet, the story carries a note of caution. In rare cases, especially for those with bipolar disorder, rhodiola can trigger mania. Its sudden commercial resurgence owes as much to declassified intrigue as to tradition. But foragers must beware. Rhodiola shares its habitat with look-alike stone crops, some of which are toxic. The plant's Cold War legacy lingers, a reminder that behind every adaptogen claim, there may be secrets still buried in the tundra. Coming to the top 3, the story of deadly nightshade and black nightshade stands as a stark warning for foragers and herbalists alike. Atropa belladonna, often called deadly nightshade, grows as a tall, glossy-leaved shrub with striking purple, bell-shaped flowers and solitary, shiny black berries. Its lookalike, Solanum nigrum, is a low, branching herb with star-shaped white flowers and clusters of small, dull black berries. Between 1972 and 1976, 7 poisoning cases in the UK were traced to confusion between these two plants. Children and adults mistook the lethal belladonna berries for the edible ripe fruit of black nightshade. Just half a gram of dried belladonna berries contains enough atropine to kill. In contrast, fully ripe Solanum nigrum berries are safe in small amounts, and even used as food in parts of Asia. The lesson is clear. Never trust common names or appearances. Accurate identification, down to flower shape and berry arrangement, can mean the difference between life and death. In second place, mulungu rises from the riverbanks of Brazil's Atlantic forest, marked by its vivid red, pea-shaped flowers and delicate fern-like bipinnate leaves. Towering up to 15 meters, this tree has long served as a gentle remedy for anxiety and insomnia among the Guarani people, who prepare a calming decoction from its bark, 1 gram simmered in 200 milliliters of water, sipped at night. In recent years, mulungu's journey has extended far beyond the forest. Commercial interest led to an international dispute over benefit sharing, with the International Indigenous Forum filing a formal complaint in 2018. The resulting agreement, signed in 2021, guarantees a 2% royalty on sales to the Guarani and funds for language preservation, setting a precedent under the Nagoya Protocol. A pilot clinical trial in Brazil, though small, reported lower anxiety scores after mulungu use. Yet caution remains. High doses can stress the liver, and its use is not advised during pregnancy. Recognizing mulungu in the wild means looking for its showy red blooms along riversides, and remembering that ethical sourcing now stands at the heart of its healing legacy. And finally, in first place, golden seal stands as both a healing legend and a conservation emergency in the forests of eastern North America. Recognized by its vivid yellow rhizome and a whorl of 4 broad leaves, this understory perennial once blanketed the Appalachian woodlands, its range stretching from southern Ontario to Georgia. Cherokee and Iroquois healers stewarded golden seal for centuries, harvesting only a fraction of each stand to preserve future growth, a lesson now echoed in modern sustainability guidelines that recommend taking no more than 10% of a patch. The root's power comes from berberine, a compound with proven antimicrobial action against Staphylococcus aureus, as confirmed in a 2020 pharmacological review. Home tincture recipes call for 1 part fresh root to 5 parts ethanol, steeped for 4 weeks. But safety warnings are clear. Golden seal is unsafe during pregnancy and may interact with medications processed by CY2D6. Today, wild populations are endangered in 27 states, with overharvesting and habitat loss pushing the plant to the brink. Cultivation in shaded garden plots offers hope, blending traditional stewardship with urgent conservation. Golden seal's story closes the list, a call to recognize, protect, and wisely use the botanical treasures still surviving in our forests. Across all 10 plants, one insight stands out. Healing knowledge is never static. Even remedies lost to time can offer answers. Modern science is only beginning to rediscover. Nature's pharmacy isn't obsolete, it's unfinished. Which plant surprised you most? Share your thoughts below and keep the conversation growing.